You have to be persistent, not give up. Things take time, no matter what kind of success stories you hear about. Okay, Ujwal, we are very clear that you are getting a job and you are having a peaceful life. You're not getting into business. People from the college ecosystem to come out strong and bold and take risks, because this is the time that youth can take risks.
Hello everyone, I am Abhishek Thakur, overall coordinator of E-Cell SMVIT. We have started this e-talks first time. Here we are with our first guest, Mr. Ujwal Kumar. You will be happier to know this. He is also our college alumni. He is 2021 pass out from computer science and engineering branch. He is founder of three companies till now, and he is interested in many fields. He is founder of Zintlr, he's founder of Chillitray, and he's founder of Mr. Pentester. And it's Zintlr is really doing a great job nowadays, and you can go and check their page on LinkedIn and different social handles. I welcome you, Ujwal Kumar, on eTalks for our first session. And for today's topic will be entrepreneurship and college lives.
Amazing. Thanks for the warm welcome, Abhishek. I think you guys have been killing it. This is a great initiative. I mean, a great podcast to be in. So I'm excited for what we are going to discuss today.
We are good to go with the questions. So here is the first one for you. So my first question is during your college days, while coming academics, interest, all this thing coming together, people are not able to manage all the things or handle all the things. In your time, what was the thing, how you did that time, academics and your interest in debating and different things together?
I think everyone is pretty much passionate about things, right? I'd always been passionate about creating something. I think that was the primary source of motivation of why I even joined engineering, or opted to become an engineer. I inherently love to build things, and love to solve problems that I saw around. And since I was passionate about things, I think that sort of led I was able to manage, and I think I was also very lucky to have some really good friends. I'll not deny. I mean, these friends did help me with a lot of assignments, and probably I got lucky. Maybe that COVID happened when I was studying, and I mean, I literally decided to do some kind of startup. I mean, I barely had zero skills, any network. I mean, zero network who wanted to help me, and I think almost zero savings. And I decided to do something during Feb 2020. And I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, the world was hit by COVID around March, I think, and there was a major lockdown. And that gave me an opportunity that, a lot of friends came in. And since I could save a lot of travel time, so it got easy. One, second, I genuinely started to prioritize my work more than anything else, and I think that prioritization strongly helped me in managing both acads plus the startup work. And while we started really small. I mean, now when I look back, I think that the progress made over like whole of my first year, I can probably make the same progress in like first 10 days or first 15 days maybe. So but yeah, that's how it got started. And I think it's a combination of luck. I got lucky that COVID happened and I got time. Second, I think passion. I always wanted to do this, and when you genuinely want to do it, you find time. And uh, and third, I mean, of course, my college professors were very helpful, and they did help me with a lot of things. So I think it's a combination of these three things that I managed to do.
What was your inspiration or this thing while starting up your startup in college? Like, who inspired you? Any person or any talk like this, or what was the reason behind?
I think it's more to do with a kind of mindset that I genuinely follow. So the kind of life experiences. So say when I first wrote a research paper, what I saw was that I mean, I wrote a very, I mean, my research got published in a very high quality journal, and all of a sudden I saw people started valuing me like anything, and people were giving the whole research a lot of value. and people were very excited that, hey, there were some profs who also published with me, and everyone was very excited that this is a big thing, and I didn't realize. And then I thought, if I have written a research paper and published in a very reputed journal and I'm feeling happy, how would I feel if I had my own journal altogether? Or how would the person who has his journal, how does he feel? So, and then I actually opened a journal. I've never told about this to anyone, but I mean, it has very high profile research and all that published. Currently, I'm not able to operate. So the same thing happened. I sort of picked an internship, I think early in my second year or something, and it was unpaid. I have never hired an unpaid intern, but I did get an unpaid internship, and everyone again started valuing, oh my God, this guy got an internship. And I was like, what's a big deal? But if people are valuing me so much just to get an internship, how does the person feel who has given me the internship? So that was the idea. I mean, I always, I'm a firm believer of a fact that if someone could do it, I can do it too. And if someone couldn't, then we will. And it was a clear idea that, hey, people who are doing, business, people who are in startup are the same people. I mean, they have two eyes, two ears. I mean, I have nothing less than them. And I always believe that, we can work hard and do absolutely anything. I mean, I don't limit my competence to my thought process or what people tell me. I decide that. So that was the thing that, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and do startup. And apart from that, there were other motivations also. I always wanted to do a startup, and I always wanted to take the path that others don't take. I think I really got inspired by one web series. I think I was one of the initial viewers. I remember the first episode came and I was like, I think 10th viewer or something. There were just 9 views of a web series called as TV of Pictures. I think it launched somewhere around 2011 or 2013. I don't know. Somewhere around that, the startup ecosystem was picking up in this country. And that's where I learned the word startup. Although, I mean, I always maintained a book where I used to write a lot of ideas even as a kid that, hey, this can be done for doing business, and always had that kind of calculative mindset. Of course, because I also come from a business family, and have seen all kinds of ups and downs even with family.
Yeah, it's really great to see this. So, what all qualities an entrepreneur or a leader should possess?
Again, entrepreneur and leader could be the same people and could be different people as well. The persistence, the ability to not give up. I think people of very different and vast personalities can be an entrepreneur. I think people from different walks of life have been doing exceptionally well as an entrepreneur. But what I firmly believe, absolute fact that you won't give up really makes you an entrepreneur. Because I mean, you take a book written by any successful entrepreneur, and not now, since last 300 years, last 500 years, just pick books and you'll realize that every single of them are talking about things like dark cloud or there's a storm, things like these. I mean, they're talking about how difficult things have been. And I think when you start, all odds are naturally against you, and in general, I mean, you are fighting against everything, against every single force that will stop you, and only the ability to not give up really keeps you going. And I think apart from that, there are some important but not must have factors that I see as: one, discipline; two, I think the ability to understand patterns. I think not a lot of people talk about this, but the whole ability to understand about patterns is highly underrated. But I think beyond persistence, I mean, I can literally count like 50, 60 qualities. I mean, you need to be super hardworking. You need to be, very highly disciplined. You need to be humorous so that you can connect well with your customers. You need to have very good communication skills. You need to have very good, analysis on how you're going to make money. You need to be very good multitasker. You need to be very good, problem solver. You need to be very good people's person, very good hiring person. You need to be exceptional sales guy. I can tell like 50 things, but long story short, the ability to not give up really makes you an entrepreneur. And apart from that, I would like to add up something like discipline and the ability to look into patterns. I think this is what I would like to emphasize.
What all the things you come across, like any mistake or something like that, you come up with, and you conquer that mistake with some good achievement?
My God, I mean, this is such an important question to ask. Thanks, Abhishek. I think I'm son of mistakes. I mean, I'm a consequence of every single thing I have learned is just with mistakes, and I do so many mistakes. I mean, if, even within our company, we have a culture that mistakes are actually embraced as long as there has been an intention. And I mean, over last few years, I have done so many in uncountable mistakes. I mean, I have done mistakes in picking the wrong kind of customers who ended up cheating a lot of money. I did a lot of mistakes in making wrong hires, and even if I made the wrong hire, I made mistakes in training them or dealing with them rightly. I made mistakes in picking a lot of problem statements a lot of times. I mean, if you count the vertical in entrepreneurship and life, and I have been making mistakes, and every single thing I have learned is a consequence of mistake. I mean, I can bet for a fact that I have been doing mistakes left, right, straight. I mean, every single thing I've learned through mistakes. So, I mean, you just name it, and I'll give you 5 examples of what mistakes I've done about it. So, I mean, that's pretty much about mistakes. But I think all of us need to embrace mistakes and need to seriously commit mistakes and also learn from others' mistakes. This is one positive thing that I always look towards. Is, I mean, one, whenever I take in interviews as well, I ask people what has been their biggest mistakes, irrespective of what goes ahead with the interview or not. I tell them some mistakes, and people tell me their mistakes, and there's so much that we learn out of it. I have built so many strong business relationships just talking about mistakes. I mean, if you go to a random event, what would you see? I mean, people are, in a random event, people might be just doing, hey, this is my business, and this is what I sell. I think everyone does that. But I mean, to actually relate to someone, to build a real relationship, you need to like build a strong warm relationship. And whenever I meet any other entrepreneurs, I start talking to them about the mistakes I have made and how it has paid off. And then that's how the conversation lightens up, and people share their mistakes, and then we feel, oh my god, we are doing same mistakes, and then we share the same ship. And that's how I've built very deep relationships with people. In fact, I'm actually planning to start a weekly jam with like few early stage founders and just share our mistakes. I mean, right today we canceled a campaign within the company, and we just wrote mistakes due to which we are canceling. So that's how important we emphasize, that's how important mistakes are.
Yeah, that mistake thing is the one of the major thing, like jotting down the dots, what mistakes you did, and what role that networking take place during the college time and after the college time, as a startup or as an entrepreneur, what all things you have to know about networking.
I can tell you, this is a very important fact. I mean, this is a quote that I had read somewhere long back, that your network is your net worth. Okay. And while I see a lot of people hiding their startup idea and all that, uh, I particularly feel that in this world, anything can be copied. I mean, you can copy someone's idea, you can copy someone's written text, you can copy their IP, you can freaking copy anything. But what really creates the real difference is nobody in this world can copy your network. Nobody in this world can copy your relationship. So, say if me and you are friends, Abhishek, and no matter someone else goes ahead and builds a similar tool like I am doing, they will never be able to copy the same relationship or the same connect that me and you might have. And I attribute, I mean, every single success I have got in life, I mean, all small successes, is essentially because of the network. And I mean, I strongly believe in this, that you need to build a network of at least 100 people who love you rather than 100,000 people who just know you. I think this was a quote by Airbnb founder, and I had read it somewhere. And I strongly believe in this. I mean, I can proudly say that I have 100 people who genuinely love me, and these are the guys who have done everything for me, who have built things for me. I mean, I have limitations. I have a lot of things that I don't know. I just have 24 hours in a day. There's so much that needs to be done. I keep doing mistakes, as I told you. But these people whom I have networked with, literally call me up every day and connect me to customers, find customers for me, think of my product, give me ideas. I mean, they test behalf of me. I mean, some of them have offered me so much money if I'm raising. I mean, there's so much that network brings. This is the importance of network and networking, and why it is irreplaceable, why it makes you irreplaceable. I used to go to a lot of networking event, and what used to happen was I used to have a lot of friends, and then I mean, we barely knew things. I mean, we barely knew any basics of even foundational technologies. We were really backward. Nobody guided us much. And what really happened was that I used to, any networking event I used to find, I used to register and just show up. And then people used to tell me, what's the use of going? Because they are like, hey, Ujwal, you don't know anything. We don't know anything. What's the point of going to this networking session or this learning session and so on? I was like, we need to go there because we don't know. If we knew, why should we? Why should we go? You need to ask the right kind of person, and people will actually come out and help you if you ask for help. Especially techies, developers love to help. I started building network that way. I mean, I used to go in every event, even if I was not eligible. I used to go there somehow by making some reason and just show up. Maybe it was for free food, maybe it was for network, maybe just to learn stuff, maybe to brag on LinkedIn. I don't know. Every single person has taught me so much. The network has helped me so much. So I think this is absolutely an irreplaceable thing.
Moving from college startup to a full-time entrepreneur.
Since my family is a business family, they were absolutely against what I was doing. So they are like, hey, Ujwal, we are very clear that you are getting a job and you are having a peaceful life. You're not getting into business. And I literally used to have fights with my dad almost every day. He used to tell me, I am going to give in writing that your business is going to shut down in next 2 months. Don't waste your time. So my mom supported me like anything. I mean, moms are always emotional, and I always tell her that I have a big dream. I'm going to do this. So I told her that, mom, just hold on for a few years. I'm going to get a private chartered plane, and I'll take you to some pilgrimages. And my mom is very nice, so she always supported me. It has been tough, I think with respect to guts, I have always been a person who goes ahead and does things that people will tell is not possible. I told you. So I love to do these things. My best friend for 17 plus years, 18 years, top IIT, another some top bits, and another was from one of the NITs, finished as gold medalist. And all of these guys are doing great. Some of them had a package of close to 1 crore. And I was like, I'm not going to make a difference no matter what kind of job I do. It's fine. I mean, I had built so many networks that I knew for a fact that, if things don't work out, maybe, a couple of years down the line, I'll get a job. I mean, that's how I got started, because I didn't know what to do in business. Right now, I'm very clear I'm building my business. I was very clear, let's give this a shot. This is the best time we can give it a shot. There are no liabilities. And I decided not to take the job. And also, more importantly, while I was a student only, within like 1.5-2 years of college, I had built like a good revenue. I mean, I had built a lot of money, that, lot more than what I would have made in job, or an average person would have made in job. Although I spent back everything in the business and, in building team and all that, in saving. But this was a huge motivation that I was able to, first 6 months of earning one side, and then I think in one day I made more earning than 6 months, and I knew the power of business, and I knew that what I want to accomplish may be very remotely possible with business, and there's a large chance that I might not be able to do that even with business, and definitely not be able to do with the job that I was getting.
What impact you want to bring as like in college what you wanted to bring, or now what you want to bring as an impact to the society or community you are in, and what impact you want Zintlr or any Chillitray you are founder of. So, what impact this company should bring in this niche?
I think let me take this as two questions. One, what impact I would like to bring to the college and the ecosystem, and second, what impact I want to bring through Zintlr. Very clear about both of them. In college, if I have to define with one word, I want entrepreneurship to come in. I think next 25 years are the most golden years for this country. Next 25 years are defining. We have the biggest number of young population. Every single person wants to put money in India, while the whole world and the economies are stagnating and sinking. India is growing like anything. I think these, next 2 decades are ours. India is at the same position where China was in 2000, and right now at 2020 and above, we are in the same position. China became second largest economy in these 20 years from 2000 to 2020, and now their population is aging. Our population will age after 20 years too. We have clearly 20-25 years to make the mark and become the big thing on the globe. And there are so many opportunities that even if a half qualified person picks something up, that's going to produce tremendous results. And I want people from the college ecosystem to come out strong and bold and take risks, because this is the time that youth can take risks and do something bold and bring something bold with entrepreneurship and create the difference, be it copying the existing ideas, be it scaling on someone else's idea, be it building new idea, innovating, research, whatever it be. But one keyword is entrepreneurship. I'm very clear that this needs to happen, and this is what I'm very bullish about. And I'm always in to help the whole community, and I think you guys are doing a great job there. With respect to Zintlr, I'm very clear that we want to disrupt the way whole sales intelligence happen. I mean, literally, there are 1,000 different kind of intel that any sales rep can tell you that, hey, I need this, and not a single tool in the world caters to it. We want to become the world leaders with sales intel, and I want Zintlr to become leader of the whole sales segment as a space one day, starting with sales intelligence. We want to become market leaders of sales intelligence and change the way sales intelligence is perceived, how the intel changes whole of your flow of sales and your revenue generation. I'm very clear that Zintlr is going to do that, and that's my goal for next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or whole of my lifetime. But we are going to accomplish that. I'm very clear about it.
Thank you so much, Ujwal. This is really a great, inspiring thing for us. What advice you want to give to the budding entrepreneur or the college entrepreneur?
So I think couple of them. One, I mean, someone gave this example to me, and I think Jack Ma had told this quote that today is tough, tomorrow is going to be tougher, day after tomorrow is going to be toughest, uh, and things are going to change the day after that. But most of us give up by day after tomorrow evening or something like that. I would like to suggest or advise that you have to be persistent, not give up. Things take time, no matter what kind of success stories you hear about, things happening overnight and all that. It all takes time. It takes time to build things. So persistence is very important, and the art of consistently getting better and evolving, just getting little better every single day and getting faster, more disciplined. I think that's what is going to change the whole game for everyone. And that's the advice that I would like to give to absolutely anyone and everyone I meet an entrepreneurship journey. And I'm sure any other entrepreneur would be telling the same.
It's really a great advice to all the budding entrepreneur in the college and in the schools also. Every e-talks will be sharing one topic or one word which we will be asking the founder to help us to understand that. So for this we have BMC, that is business model canvas. So I would like Ujjwal to tell about this more.
Very simple. Any kind of business model canvas. You look at how sales happened 300 years back,
Yeah.
500 years back in the Mughal era and all of the Delhi Sultanate era, and probably even thousands of years back. The first principles are same. Are your ultimate business model is simple. What is the problem you're solving? For whom are you solving? And how are you solving? What is so different about you? That either solve a big problem for small number of people, which means that a very high paying solution for few people, or solve a small problem for large number of people. And many times it could also happen that your end user did not even know that there was a problem. You built a solution and you showed them that there was a problem and this is the solution. That's your blind spot. But whatever it be, so identify a problem, build a solution, and your business model is around that only.
Exactly. Yeah, coming to this session, and I would like to thank you so much, Ujwal Kumar sir. So this was an really insightful and knowing about you in depth and how you shared your stories and different how you go through this networking and everything was really amazing to know and it was really good to have you here, and we are glad you accepted our request to be present on our first podcast, E-Talk.
Anytime. I think you guys have been killing it, doing a great job. This is a great initiative. Would love to anytime help you guys. And I think you guys are creating the real difference that the world needs. So thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on the first podcast. I wish you guys a lot of success. And I'm sure a lot of amazing things are awaiting. I'll actually be waiting to look out for more such podcast episodes. And I really root for you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Here we are ending our podcast. You get subscribed to this channel, and we will be posting more podcast episodes on this. And you can comment down your thought, what you think about this, and you can like, share, and subscribe.